Guys, look, there's been a lot said. Well, you trying to do the Ocho, what Skip did to you, blah, blah, blah. No, what I am going to do is that I'm going to push, I'm going to pull, I'm going to drag Ocho to a level that he didn't think he could get to. See, I saw some of the comments. You too serious. It's just a little internet show. It's a YouTube show. For you, that's all you see it as. But that's not the vision that I shared with Ocho when we sat down. That's not the vision that Ocho say, we can do that. Yes. I say, you see what these other guys are getting. But I can't go when I sit down with these studios and they says, okay, Shannon, what can you do? What do you want to do? How are you gonna package this? What are you looking for? Because when you go to a studio, they want a time slot. They want like, okay, what time slot you want to be in, and can we account on you being in that slot? Yes, yes, absolutely. And so I want Ocho to take it serious. I've conveyed this with Ocho. Ocho, I'm not telling breaking earth, interrupting your normally scheduled programming, because I just want Ocho to understand this is Ocho's show. This is my show. And I want him to take it as serious instead of like when he goes on First Take, be great on First Take. Inside the NFL, be great on those. But I want Ocho to understand we gonna only go as far as he and I can take this thing. And the heights that I dream, and I think what he's conveyed to me is that we're going to have to do this together. But there has to be a level of professionalism. There has to be a courtesy of being on time. I respect his time, and I want him to respect, because there's a lot of people. We started out, it was just Ocho, myself, one person in the studio, and Ash. We got 11 people now. We got editors, we got graphics, we got extra producers, we got associate producers. And so I know y'all took it and tried to run. This is a conversation. Ocho and I have had conversation off cameras. Ocho has conveyed to me what he wants to accomplish with Nightcap, all the while expanding his brand and doing First Take. I wholeheartedly support that. And when it came to me, Ocho is great. Inside the NFL, he's doing that. He's doing an unbelievable job. But I just know Ocho can, and I think for me, when I look at Ocho, I see a guy that wants to do it, but has never been in a situation where it was had to be like, okay, Ocho, you can just do your thing. Ocho, you so great. I'm gonna force Ocho to be great. He ain't got no choice. He ain't gonna have no choice but to be great. And when we rise with Nightcap, when y'all see, man, they did it. Man, said it. Ocho said they were gonna do it. That's what I expect from Ocho. And I just like, he was already gonna be cutting it close for time because of the flight got delayed, mechanical issues. And so at that situation, you know what? I got a show tonight. This is not Friday. I don't have anything to do. I can take that route that I normally take, call somebody, have them pick me up. But you know what? I'm already cutting it close. Let me get a little more suitable situation to get to my workplace. So I know you guys tried to blow it up, try to make it something. I'm trying to big time Ocho. No, I just want Ocho to be great. And I think there's a level of professionalism and a kind of courtesy that comes along with being great, because there are two kind of pains that you get. You get the pain of discipline, or you get the pain of regret. And if things don't work out, I can live with that. But I will not be, man, if I had only worked harder. So that's where I'm at. Ocho, I want you to say your piece.
Man, I'm good. I'm good. Man, we good. You know that. I don't pay them people no mind. I'm always be me. I'm always be me. I'm gonna always be successful. I always have been. You have your way of doing things. I have my way of doing things. You know, that's it.
Sound like he was just like, yeah, that's nice. I got you. But the driving force here, or the reason why a lot of people, and I get it, all right, I 100% understand exactly what Shannon Sharpe is saying, as far as you got a vision and you execute on it, and I don't think that in any way, shape, or form that Shannon Sharpe's success, whether it be him on ESPN or him on Nightcap or him on Club Shay Shay, Shannon Sharpe is killing it 10 times out of 10. And I think that is not just because of talent. I believe his work ethic. I think that he's a master of his craft. And you have to give Shannon Sharpe all of the accolades and all of the salute in the world. I mean, the dude, for all intents and purposes, I mean, he don't sleep, and I take inspiration from that. The part where people have a problem is that you did it publicly. And we got to give Shannon Sharpe a little bit of grace simply because he's probably learning to operate in that role from a leadership perspective, because you got to remember when he was with Skip brought him in. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that Shannon Sharpe hasn't had leadership roles, whether it be on a football field or in his businesses or whatever. We don't know. But what we do know is that we know what we see. And so what a lot of people seen was him basically little boy him and son him online, which I'm not sure if Shannon Sharpe would have been as receptive to it had Skip done it to him, or if another person or a co-anchor or Stephen A. Smith or whoever had done it to him. I'm not sure that he would have been as receptive of it, because it's easier to receive it or it's easier to dish it, but I'm not sure if it is to take it. And so the constructive criticism part is, all you had to do was have this conversation with him afterwards or before or whatever, and we get it. The vision that y'all have for what it is that y'all building, I very much believe in it. I think that Shannon Sharpe is much better than any other sports pundit. The only people that I like watching a lot more than Shannon Sharpe is Mace and Cameron, because it's just, you just got to have an acquired taste for Mace and Cameron, because we come from a different environment, and I grew up listening to them as far as them rapping and things like that. So I am more apt to listen to them. But as far as work ethic and dedication and all of that stuff, Shannon Sharpe is largely unmatched. I think that he's great at what he does, and I can understand his push and his vision for it, because I, on a much smaller scale, have that same vision for myself and the people that I'm around also. And so I push them, but I don't hold them accountable the way that he held and little boy him, the way that he held Ochocinco online. And I think that we all have room for growth, and maybe I made some mistakes and stuff like that, so we all figuring it out. The problem with Shannon Sharpe is that he's probably not as humble as people would like for him to be in order for them to receive it. And so when he was sitting there talking about, whatever, and Ocho like, yeah, man, I'm going to be what I'm going to be, whatever. I think that Shannon Sharpe, what I took from this as far as how Ocho responded to what he said, is that Shannon is just a lot more serious about his business than Ocho. And I don't think that Ocho don't want to be great, but I think that Shannon Sharpe really wants to be a legend. I think that Shannon wants it all, and I'm all for that, and I'm with it. The only thing that I think that people are having a problem with is that I'm not sure that he would be as receptive to it as he is at dishing it. And could he have handled it better? Probably offline, especially considering how big the platform is. So, and then Chad Ochocinco, he like, man, I don't care nothing about this anyway, so let's just get it and let's run it up. So I think that they have a phenomenal product. Everything that Shannon Sharpe is touching right now is going gold, or maybe even platinum. Club Shay Shay is killing it. He just completely dumped on Vlad without even ever mentioning Vlad's name, and so that's killing it. And he's doing incredible, and you can't take anything away from him. I think that he's great at what he does. And shout out to Shannon Sharpe. And this is probably just a blip on the radar. Nobody's even going to remember this in a couple weeks anyway. But make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. We just did Stock Club. That's absolutely awesome. Also, we got the Q show tonight. And then Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, plus 20% off of life. I'm curious as to what y'all think about this. Do y'all agree with Shannon Sharpe, or do you think that he handled it bad in him holding Chad Ochocinco accountable online in front of everybody during the show of Nightcap? And do you think that he's going to adjust, or do you think that that's just the way that Shannon Sharpe is? I love you. I appreciate y'all. Y'all let me know inside of the comments. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.